meeting a man in person is just as chaotic as meeting a man on a dating app. Let me tell y'all how I met this guy and he offered me money to sleep with him. Yeah, let's get into it. So I go out with my friend. We're at the bar, we're having a good time, kikiing. All of a sudden, I get a drink. The bartender says, "Oh, this guy bought you a drink." I was like, "Okay, cool." He points over to the guy who bought the drink. The guy is sitting, like, I don't know if he has a business meeting with a friend. I don't know what's going on. But he's like kind of far, so I just like waved, smiled, said thank you from afar, had my drink. So the guy comes over to the bar, crosses the room for your girl. So I was like, okay. And he gave me his business card and he was like, nice to meet you. I would love to take you out if you're available. Da, 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 da. So, okay, boom. Fast forward, we go on a date. Now, the date was actually a great date. I have no complaints. He was respectful. He was sweet. Everything was good, right? We have date 2, all right? Now, date 2, he got there before me. So once I get there, I'm going to give him a hug. He's going in for a kiss. And I'm like, pause. I dodged the kiss, try to be cool about it, but I'm just like, sir, are you drunk? Like, why are you trying to kiss me? Mind you, the last day, we had a good key, had good conversation, and we ended with a hug. So I'm like, are you drunk? Do you have me confused with another woman? Because we're not on that level. Like, relax. So that kind of threw me off, and it's like, I let that slide though. I was like, okay, whatever. We sit down at the table, y'all, sitting down. Before we even order appetizers, this man just starts laying out all types of game. Just laying it on thick, okay? He's like, we should take a trip. We need to go out of the country. Where do you want to go? We can go anywhere. You just meet me there. Mind you, yes, I'm a flight attendant, but what makes you think that I want to hop on a flight and go anywhere with a stranger? This is our second date. Like, relax. I really hate, and I don't know if other flight attendants deal with this. Let me know if you do. I don't know if this is like women across the board, but men really try to push this let's go on a vacation narrative. Like, we're not going nowhere. You don't have to worry about knocking off anything off my bucket list. I don't need any more stamps. No. Like, I don't understand. I absolutely cannot stand when men are talking about, let's take a trip. No. Okay, so I tell him, we would need to go on a few more dates and maybe have a staycation before I even consider going out of the country with you. So he starts hyping up the staycation. He was like, oh my God, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. And I was like, yeah, because, it's low risk, and if the vibe isn't there, we can easily just go home and don't have to worry about being stuck, stranded, or annoyed on vacation. So he starts hyping up the whole staycation. He was like, where will we stay, right? And I was like, oh, well, I've been to the Jewel. I like the Jewel. I've had a spa day there. I like it. And he was like, where is that? And I was like, downtown Dallas. And he was like, oh, I know a lot of people. Like, we would have to go somewhere else, like maybe Arlington, Las Colinas, or something. Who are you hiding from? Yeah, keep that in the back of your noggin, because I was like, okay. So he's like, yeah, we can go to the Four Seasons in Las Colinas. That would be much better. I've been there before. I like it. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, okay. This man pulls out his calendar talking about, well, I'm booked for the next 3 weekends. So I'm going to have to get back with you on that. Mind you, this is only the second date. Like, why did you think we were going to do a staycation? I don't know where his head was at. So I was just like, yeah, like, I I have to work and I got things going on. I wasn't planning on doing this vacation with you anytime soon. So he was just like, okay, well, I would love to have another date. Like, when are you available? So, mind you, it was like Tuesday. No, it was Monday. And then he was like, mind you, it was Monday. And I was saying we could get together on Friday. And so he was like, okay, yeah, Friday works. He was like, how about we have a spa day? And maybe we can find somewhere that has like a rooftop pool and we can just lay out there after our spa day. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. So he was like, yeah, we can look some up later and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. So we enjoying our date, all that, you know. Fast forward, he's hyping up the spa day, like you can get whatever you want, blah, 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 you know. So I'm like, okay. Enjoying my food, like you're doing a lot. Like let's just wait until Friday comes. So it's towards the end of the day and he's like, yeah, you should come over tonight. And I was like, oh no, like I have to work. So he was like, oh, what time you have to work? I was like, I need to be at work by 7 a.m. And he was like, oh, well, can't you call out? And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, yeah, and like use PTO. And I was like, I'm not calling out. Like, no. And he was like, oh, well, you know, I can drive you to work. He was like, well, I don't mind. We can drop your car off and I can drive you to my place because he lives in Plano. He was like, I can drive you to my place and then take you back in the morning. And I was like, oh, no, like, we're not doing all that. We're going to call it a night. And he was like, well, you know, I don't want anything from you. I just want to cuddle with you. Sir, enough. Good night. Like, you're doing way too much. Good night. Honestly, it was just way too much pillow talk for one date. Like, I was just like, all right, I'm going home. I don't want to see this man again. Like, you're doing too much. You're too pressed. I don't like that. I go home. I'm pretty much over it. Like, I really don't want to see this man again because, no. So, he ends up texting me the next day and he was like, hey, I had a great time with you last night and I just want to let you know if you still want to get together on Friday, I cannot do the spa and I'll let you know in person why, but if you still want to get together, we can like have dinner if you like. So at this point, I'm just curious, like, why would you not be able to go to the spa? Like, and why can't you just tell me through text? So I'm doing it for the plot. I was like, okay, yeah, we can go out. We go out to dinner. We go to Drake's that Friday. We are actually having a good time on the date. Like, great conversation, good vibes, no complaints. He's running a little bit of game, but not too much, not laying it on thick like he did the last date. We're having so much of a good time. An hour and a half passed by, and I'm like, hold up. I need to get to the bottom of why he can't do these spa dates. So, all right, y'all, this video is getting too long, but go to part 2 to find out what he said after I asked him about the spa. Story time on how I went on a date with a man who offered me money to sleep with him, part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, scroll down to see the video. Remind me and I will pin it in the comments. But this is a get ready with me voiceover. I'm gonna just do the story time. Y'all can just see me get ready. I'm using a sunscreen I never used before. And I look like a ghost. I had to rub it in for about 10 minutes, basically. So I don't know if I recommend this. But anyways, let's get into the story time. Okay, so boom. We're at Drake's. This is in Dallas, by the way. We're having a good time. He playing his role. I'm playing mine. Good conversation. Also, let me backtrack real quick. We had got into the restaurant, right? We get set down at a booth. Now, this was like a 2-top booth, and it's kind of sitting next to other people, and we're right in front of the bar, if you've ever been inside of Drake's. But we still have our own little area. So he grabs the waiter, and he was like, oh, I asked for a booth. The waiter was like, yeah, the whole restaurant is booths. Like, there's only booths in here. Like, you're at a booth. Now, it was a small little cozy one, but we're at a booth. So I'm like, what's the problem? He looked back. There's a booth in the corner behind us, but it's like it would be essentially for a table of like 6 to 8 people. He was like, looking like, oh, okay. So the server walks away. He was like, oh, we could have sat over there. He was like, something a little bit more private. I'm looking like, what you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like, who you trying to hide from? Cause it's like, I'm speechless. I'm looking at him crazy. Like, we just sat down and you about to piss me off talking about you want something private. Like, cause I'm not one of them. So what are you talking about? So I'm already like, all right, I'm gonna let that slide and enjoy this date as much as I can before you really blow me. Okay, so keep that in the back of your noggin too. That's like the second time he done said something private. Like, excuse me? Whatever. We move on. The date is going fine. It's, good key, good banter, all that. So much so that I lose track of why I'm even here. I'm like, why we can't have our spa day? Like, we're well into the date. We're at eating the entrees. And I was like, whoa, hold on. So I look at him and I was like, oh yeah, you mentioned you can't do the spa day. Like, what happened? This man gonna tell me he's in the final stages of his divorce, and his attorney said that he can't spend any money on like spas, hotels, anything, traveling, anything of that nature, because it's gonna look bad on his end. Pause. I'm already looking at him sideways because final stages. You never said anything about being married or getting a divorce. So that's why you trying to hide, and you all looking over your shoulder. No, but I'm like, we got to address one thing at a time because, men love to get off topic. So back to this spa. After he said that, unpause. Anyways, after he said that, I said, you could have just went to the ATM. This man obviously had one too many drinks, because please tell me why he said, I have $1,000 cash on me right now. How about you come over to my place and make love to me, and then I'll give you the money for your spa day. I said, oh, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I literally turned my whole body away from him. I was just looking forward like, nah, wrap this up. Where's the waitress? Because I'm done. We can get the check and wrap this up right now because I'm over it. He clearly feels the energy shift. Honestly, the whole restaurant felt the whole energy shift because I know I look like I'm about to flip this table. Just my look, my face is like, let's wrap this up. So he was like, oh, I've made you upset. What's wrong? I said, yeah, you're giving me an ultimatum. You're the one who offered me a spa day. And more importantly, I'm not an S. So I don't even know why you said that, why you thought that was going to go down. So he's immediately apologetic. He was like, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? I said, why did you even say that? I didn't meet you online. I met you in person. If you were looking for, I don't even know if you can say that word, but if you were looking for a little toot, there's a website for that, honey. So I don't know why, I'm not the one. So he goes on to say, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I only said that because everyone uses me for my money. And when you said I could go to the ATM, that triggered me and it hurt me. And I wanted you to hurt back. So that's why I said that. And I'm sorry. I'm like, not you got a whole script. Because it's just sounding too rehearsed to me, number one. Number two, don't come on no date talking about everybody used me for... I'm not everybody. Like, what? No. I'm like, sir, I heard you. I received your message. And good night. Like, I lost my appetite. I'm ready to go home. I was like, yeah, we can go ahead and get the check so we can go. And he was like, well, can we go to another place to get dessert? I was like, no, I lost my appetite. I'm good. We get the server. He paid a tab. Get up. It's time to go. Why, when we get our cars, we're waiting on our cars from valet. He was like, so is this it? Baby, if you gotta ask, you already know I'm done with you. You already know. I told him, thank you for dinner and have a great night. Got in my car and left. Like, I'm not here to explain myself. I'm gonna leave you right where you messed me up at. Right where you started talking out the side of your neck. Yeah, when you recap the date, when you debrief to your friends, be like, I don't know what happened. They'll point out, oh, buddy, I think it was right there when you said you'll pay her if she go to your house and sleep with you. Yeah, that's when the date went left. Right there, baby. Because one thing about it, no, I'm not playing them games. We didn't even get to touch on you're in your final stages of divorce. We didn't even get to touch on that, but I'm like, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. I'm like, you done already went to the deep end with it. And then the fact that he even let that roll off his tongue so smoothly, that annoyed me too. Y'all, and after all of that, you would think it's done. Why did he text me 2 days later talking about good morning? What? Man, bye. Let me know if you ever went on a date and a man said something that completely turned you off. Tell me the story in the comments. All right, see you on the next video. Bye.